turn this into this. Oh, you can't turn chocolate into a book. Brooks and Brown has hijacked my chocolate channel. This is the book that I wrote over the summer. Has nothing to do with chocolate, but chocolate will be a good complement to this book. 18 short stories about an old man and his dog Jess. You can pick it up. Down below is the description on Amazon. It's only in paperback only, and you can pick it up from Amazon down in the description below. But on with the show and on with the chocolate, because we are really going to turn all this into some chocolate s'mores. So let's get started, shall we? First of all, we don't need the book sign, because we are, and I am, the Great British Chocolatier, and this is Chocolate Plus. Okay, well there we go. We're here to make chocolate. You're here to make chocolate. So we're gonna need some parchment paper that we're gonna put on our baking tray like so. We have these marshmallows, which they are. These are small kind, because these are the giant fluffy marshmallows. We have a dark chocolate here, so without further ado, they go in here in the microwave. As you can see, it's new, it's different because the other one broke. It kept blowing the breaker, so now we've got a new one. So in there, 30 seconds, as I'm pressing the wrong buttons, the things are falling from the sky. 30 seconds, and there we go. Oh, I shouldn't play with buttons. Okay, so while that's in there for 30 seconds, then we're going to stir it. And then we're going to dip the marshmallows in that seem to be alive right now. And we're going to have a small little, whatever this is called, food mixer, because we're going to break these down because they're too big in, see, I'm used to doing this. Now I've got to do that. We want to break those down. Normally I crush them, but I thought I want them a little smaller. So I'm going to throw them in here. So I've got a little plug here. And what we're going to do is we're going to post the blender, because we're not going to pulverize them to dust. We're not making flour. We're just breaking them up into smaller bites. So how many do you need? It's about a cupful, or as little and as much as you want. As you know, I don't do measurements because I don't do measurements. Alright, round two, then mountain a little bit more, give it a stir, because in every microwave, no matter what, there's always hot spots in the chocolate. Don't worry about that, it comes off in the final round. Throw that in there, 30 seconds on the clock, keep with that, and now we proceed. I didn't see that hole there, nor the dust was flying out. I think I may have over crushed them. And let's see. You know, I threw out a lot of our Tupperware, and I think I threw out. Alright, this will do. Like so. And you want them real small like that. That's good. I mean, you can crush them up, but you want them small like that. And then this goes off to the side, as we don't need that anymore. You can go that way. And this is where the magic happens. We're going to get the chocolate, we're going to stir. Any little lumps that's left in there, you're just going to keep stirring. And all those lumps will finally melt themselves into the chocolate, like so. And then now, oh, everything's falling down. That's because I had the other sign up here. Oh, I need more tape. Alright, so we got the chocolate. Simple, simple, simple. We're going to simply throw the marshmallow into the chocolate like so. Give it a chocolate bath. Make sure all the sides are covered. And we're going to tap off all the excess chocolate. Like so, without dropping it in. But if you do, you're just going to tap it out. And all this does is simply go on there. And now I'm going to need another fork or spoon. And you simply going to coat, while the chocolate is still wet, you're going to coat all the sides with the golden grahams. Now what happens if you don't have golden grahams? You can use any cinnamon cereal that you want. You could even use golden grahams, as in the biscuit. And then you just simply put it down on there like so, and then you repeat. Throw it in there like that. Make sure all the sides are covered. Tap off the excess. And we're only going to be making a few of these today, because our maintenance guy said I would like some s'mores, so here we are making the s'mores again. Fairly simple. Making sure we cover everything and then turn it around and cover, and everything will stick to the chocolate, and then put it down like so. Okay, have I told you about my book, Room on the Bench? It's from the Old Man and the Dog series, and I'll tell you a short little story. When I was a kid in junior school, the teacher used to give us like 5 or 8 words on the blackboard, and we had to turn those words into a short story, no longer than a paragraph or 2. And for some reason, I always wrote about an old man and his dog. What I wrote about, I ain't got a clue. But the old man and the dog stuck in my head, and this summer, it popped back into my head again, and the ways for me to get thoughts out of my head is I write them down, and it turned into 18 short stories. All good, heart-provoking, thought-provoking stories that you will enjoy. Again, link is below. You can pick it up from Amazon, and it'll make a good present for you and for somebody that you love. Alright, so I'll get on with this, and I'll be right back in a minute. Okay, so the other thing we're going to be doing today, you get a triple play today. You've got books, you've got s'mores, and we're going to have some pretzel rods in one video. So, like I said, it is a small order. And all we do with the pretzel rods is, I need someone to tilt this over, like so. And if you find the chocolate is getting a bit too firm, you can stick it back in the microwave for 10 seconds. Okay, so just for the pretzel rod, as you know, we take a bit on the fork, and I twist the pretzel rod back and forth by gently tapping down with, this is how I do it, gently tapping down with the chocolate, and you get this rippled kind of effect right there. And we're going to lay that down here. So, good treats to have. Always good to have chocolate. As we are at the very end of October, I know I haven't done many videos in October, but that's because I do other things. And there we go. So Alrighty, so there we go. We have our s'mores to go. And we have our pretzel rods here. This is going to go in the refrigerator for about 5 to 8 minutes, just to let it firm up. We've got one more thing to do with the pretzels because we're going to drizzle some chocolate over the top. So let me get that in there, and when it's ready, I'll be right back. Don't go away. Okay, and we are back. I have the remaining of the chocolate that we had in the piping bag in the microwave. And here we have our s'mores right there. Let me just get this out. Look at that. Absolutely delicious when you bite into them. They're crunchy, they're crispy, and the chocolate, then the soft gooey marshmallow. It is absolutely amazing. And of course we have our pretzel rods here, which we are going to decorate. Because we are going to put a little drizzle over the top. So what we're going to do with this, we're going to cut just a tiny as close to the tip as you can. It says it's not coming out, so there we go. That's because there's a piece of chocolate that didn't, and I find it with these. Come on. So now you know, if this happens to you at home, it happens to us all. There we go. Paper towel, clean off the edge. If you find that it's not coming out a lot, then of course you cut a bit more. So let's bring you down here. Get you down there like so. And what you're going to do is, I should put it there. I'll do it with my left hand. You start at one end and just go back and forth, just like that, as the sign falls down, like so. And don't worry if falling over the edge. And at this stage, if you want to put sprinkles on them, you can. But what I do, I pick it up and place it back down over the top, so it ends up getting the extra chocolate on the bottom. Fingers and thumbs right now. And this is much easier to do when you're right-handed, which I am. And then I pick it up and put it over like that. Let me fix this. Put this back up here. And let me just go check the camera. Alright, so there we go. Now you can put these back in the fridge if you want to. There's no need unless it's warm in your home. But they'd only need 2 or 3 minutes in the refrigerator, and it just set up. And then we're gonna get our famous red plate. Like so. And we're gonna put our s'mores to go on one side like so. And look at that, absolutely delicious. And then let's put our pretzels on the other side. Because everything's falling apart as it is. Let's all set up. And what I say about the extra chocolate on bottom, that often goes on here, and it just tastes really good. And there we go. Alright, so there we have our s'mores to go our chocolate covered pretzel rods, and we have our room on the bench. Good read while you're munching on your chocolate treats. You can read a short story in the book. So that's all we got time for today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit that thumbs up button, and don't forget, if you haven't yet, chocolatize that subscribe button and hit that notification bell, which will let you know every time a new video has been uploaded. Until next time, we'll see you later. Have a great day. Bye bye.